Bitcoin has finally moved above $102,000, but the big problem is it happened on a Sunday. The big question is, should we trust this move right now, or will we reverse and break into lower levels and this whole pump is cancelled? Let's talk about this and let's go, guys. Guys, welcome back on this Sunday. We're gonna start off really quick with the CME chart after I moved here that window away up here. So there we go. So I was looking for the chat window once again, like usual. You know the drill already with that stupid chat window. In the meantime, smash the like button, guys. Let's get as many people as possible on the stream. So now let's talk about the CME Gap. The CME Gap is currently giving us a little bit of a headache, not only because Bitcoin went a little bit higher than we closed on Friday and dragged altcoins down while we went down this morning on Bitcoin, but the problem is when we open a CME above the price of Friday, let's say we would open here at $555 or something like that, the CME gap would be not considerably big. So I want to let you know that sometimes these small CME gaps, considerably small, they can stay open. They are so small that they don't need to get filled and price just keeps on going here to the upside. But also because it's really small, that gap, it could just wick down here and continue to go to the upside. So, but I'm currently a little bit cautious with the current price action, but I'm going to show you a little bit more about this here right now. So here on the 12-hourly chart, the major level that the Bitcoin price action needs to break on the higher time frames has not moved yet. So here $102,700 is the major level that Bitcoin needs to break. You see it over here is resistance, here a wick, then yesterday a wick up here, today again a wick up there. And for now, we have not broken it. So technically, Bitcoin has another 21 minutes to do it in this current candle, but it could also potentially happen in the next candle. The only problem that I have with this is that the stochastic RSI is about to top out, even though the RSI has still a lot of room to go to the upside, and the same for the MACD. So here we are running right now into a risk where we are getting the break above, but immediately come back down and do something like this. So that is the major problem that I have currently with the Bitcoin price action. I don't believe that we would fall below here $99,000 for multiple reasons. One reason is here the top of the VPVR cluster. That is the biggest support level for the current Bitcoin price, and that is also in alignment with the EMA ribbon. So this should definitely hold as support, even if we turn around here a little bit again. On the shorter time frames, here on the 1-hourly chart, we also broke out of that ascending, out of that symmetrical triangle that we are seeing here. Also here, we potentially gonna see here a small pullback because on the stochastic we are topping out, rolling over, retesting this downward sloping trend line here, and only from here get a continuation. That can also get us a little bit back into the symmetrical triangle, and we start consolidating and jump roping with the downward sloping trend line here until we find the momentum to push here into higher levels again. So, and here also once again, if we come just to the trend line or a little bit below the trend line, that brings us like to $1,700, $1,500 approximately. So, but overall, guys, overall, this is really short term what I'm talking about. Overall, into next week, I'm going to show you here something in a minute that is usually playing out. It's highly accurate. It's no guarantee, but highly accurate that we will be fine next week. You know, so give it 2-3 days and we will be fine regardless what's happening right now. You know, really important that you understand this. So don't panic over the next 2-3 days. Just if you don't want to see what's happening over the next 3 days, walk away from the screen. You know, so just don't look at it. Come back in 3-4 days, look, then you will be happy, you know, because either we are still where we are or we are higher. But the whole thing in between is just noise over the next 3 days. So here on the 4-hourly chart, something positive that we see here developing currently, and that is that we are above that resistance box here that was holding us down for quite a while. Now on the 4-hourly chart, we have a strong candle showing strength that we are done with that we are most likely not pulling back into that area here again, or at least close the candle in that area. So a wick can still happen, as I just pointed out on the 1-hourly chart, into that area. But it becomes, when you see a candle like this, less probable that you're going to see that we roll over, do something like this, you know, so and then go up again, at least from the current stance here on the 4-hourly chart. So of course, in the next 18 minutes, we need also to close the candle as it is to confirm that. The next candle will most likely go a little bit higher to fill completely the wick here, all the way up to $102,900 approximately. So and if we are really, really lucky, you're going to see another move here all the way up to the all-time high to fill also this wick. So it might happen today, it might happen over the next couple of days, but I am pretty certain that we are close to that moment where we are going to see this. And here on, no, not on this chart, on the next one I'm going to show it to you. So here on the MDX Algo scalp gradient, I wanted to point something out which slipped my eye yesterday, and that is that we can have on the way up into hotter price action, as you can see here with the scalp gradient, multiple times here, these warning signs that are an early warning sign that the price might turn around soon. So, and why I'm saying this, because I did overlook these two here yesterday. So you see, we got them basically a double confirmation. Then we got here take profit points, and only when we got to take profit points shortly after we turned to the downside, and only then, not before. So we could see here something similar where price keeps rallying a little bit higher here above $105,000. They are most likely get the second plot here of that warning sign, and then some take profit indications close to $110,000, and then a small pullback before we rally past $110,000 here. Also, another early warning sign that we need to point out here is a double confirmation with bearish divergence here on the reactor indicator. So that's why I'm telling you guys, you know, over the next 2-3 days, if you don't want to see what's going on and your your liquidation prices are like 20% away from current price, don't worry about it. You know, on your altcoin trades, walk away. Walk away, don't look at it, you know, so don't get into panic, just walk away, you know, walk away from the screen, do something else, you know, and come back, and it will be fine, you know. But you could see a lot of choppiness over the next 3 days and volatility where we do stuff like this here, you know. So it could happen, guys. It could happen because these double confirmations, they are rarely wrong on the reactor indicator. And you can see that if I put it a little bit lower. Look here, double confirmation. There we also put a little bit back, but the difference was we had the 2 take profit signals. Here also technically a double confirmation, also pulled back. And if I go over here, double confirmation. So here we chopped sideways, but this was also not so good for altcoins when this was happening. So when I always take them with a little bit grain of salt, but they get me back on my feet to be a little bit cautious, you know. So when I look at the market, and don't go too crazy. Now on the daily chart, we are also about to break out of that rising wedge pattern. So here I need the price closing at a $103,000 today, and tomorrow get continuation to the upside to feel comfortable with this breakout, because it is technically happening again too early, you know. And you know what's happening when we're breaking out too early or too late. We do something like this here, and then we do this, you know. So, and we don't want to see that right now, you know. So we don't want to see it. Of course, if we go to 110, 115, $120,000, you know, so I will not complain anymore if that is happening next week, and then you see this rolling over and going in direction of like 90 or maybe $88,000. It doesn't matter anymore. We will have made our money on the altcoins and on Bitcoin already before this is turning around, you know. So then we sit again in cash and wait for this to be playing out, you know. So from that point of view, it doesn't really matter. But we need to close here at $103,000. Otherwise, we're gonna chop a little bit longer here around, and then we want to see that break into higher levels. Something that I want to show you guys, you know. So you can say that this is nonsense, you know. So it is superstitious. but it usually plays out, so the moon cycles, when you have a full moon, price is moving to the upside. When you have a new moon, price is going to the downside, so if you look at the last new moon, what happened here, we got this nice Darth Maul candle with huge volatility in the market. The last full moon, we got a nice pump here to the upside. Let's actually see how much we pumped here with the last full moon. So we pumped here 21% the last time with the full moon. Here also full moon, full moon, full moon. Every time in the full moon, we are pumping at least a little bit. So now today and tomorrow, so depending on where you are, we are printing a full moon. So we should get a continuation to the upside, not only in Bitcoin, but across the market. So I'm always looking at this like, I'm not so convinced. I think it's more like a contributing factor than something that is 100% reliable. So that's how I look at that. So when we are looking at my trades here on ZoomX, my Bitcoin trade is a little bit exploding. So I'm quite happy with that. $32,000. The other ones, Ethereum is okay, Solana doing not so well. Phantom is also still kind of okay, but I know next week they're going to catch up, so I'm not that worried about these trades here. So, but when I open my next Bitcoin trade, guys, you want definitely also have an account on ZoomX, so make sure that you use the link in the description. You get up to $45,000 in deposit bonuses, and don't forget that we still have something coming up for you guys. ZoomX and me, we are cooking something up for you after the competition. So make sure that you have an account here on ZoomX that you trade with. On the liquidation level side, also here on the 4-hourly time frame, we have broken above $102,300. You can see that is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. So here in 12 minutes, if we are closing this candle, that might be the confirmation for the break of that neckline. So and if this is the confirmation, then the next target for Bitcoin would be here on the 4-hourly chart, all the way up to $108,600 approximately, and we would liquidate all low leveraged short positions that feel quite comfortable sitting up there right now, so because who would think that by tomorrow, after tomorrow, we're gonna pump to $108,000, $109,000? Let me know in the chat, guys. Would you think that we are going there tomorrow? I think the majority will think that we are not doing that, so, and that is exactly the reason why I'm not ruling it out, and because the people that shorted and have the liquidation levels up there, they think the same way. They think, oh no, I'm still fine here, so I'm fine. This is going to roll over maybe here or maybe there, so, and then I'm gonna take profit somewhere here, so that's the psychology of them right now. What we also see is that longs, people that are long in the market, I can see that people get now impatient with Bitcoin, so they take more and more risk on to try to catch the next move to the upside here for Bitcoin. And you see that here with that huge block of high leveraged liquidity that we currently seeing here for Bitcoin, all the way from $97,800 to $101,000 approximately. So that's why I'm telling you guys, I'm a little bit cautious, not saying that something really, really bad has to happen right away. But when you see so many high leverage liquidity levels building up over a $3,000, $4,000 price range, you should get a little bit, of a feeling of being at alert, because at some point, if these people are not closing their long positions, so market makers will come and drive the price down to take them all out and then send it back up, so, and right now a move to $97,800, that would hurt a little bit, so that would hurt, so that's why I'm telling you guys, I'm looking out for this, but you will get an early warning sign, and your early warning sign will be here, this trend line. So if this trend line is broken, this one here, let me actually adjust it a little bit more. So here, this is your moving target. If we get below that trend line here, that is one of your early warning signs if you have a Bitcoin trade on high leverage where you want to get out, or at least set your stop loss to like $101,000 or $100,000, depending on where you entered, so Because when we break that trend line here on the 4-hourly chart, there is a risk that we do something like this, you know, and then in the same way come back up like we did here a couple of days ago, you know. So, but this liquidity here is a major risk right now, that at least one time at some point in the next coming days, if they don't close their positions, that we will come down here. On the liquidation heat map here, again, a move to the upside is favored right now in terms of market maker priority, where they should try to price to, because look at this huge glowing liquidity block here from $103,000 to $104,550 approximately. So here is a lot of liquidity. Here's like 600, 700, 800, a billion. There's like $1.6 billion more or less in these liquidity levels to be taken out. So, and you can see by the colorization that we don't have that much all the way down. Let it be to like $97,000, you know. So we have maybe half of that, or maybe a billion against 1.6 billion sitting straight above us, you know. So where is the least move here of resistance to the upside to take the liquidity that's sitting here? So, but I want to warn you guys, you know, I have seen it many times, once again, where we take out all these levels and take all the liquidity, and then you get a massive wick here to the upside. So price comes back from where that whole squeeze started, that whole short squeeze, comes all the way back and starts to go down. And then you have a really ugly candle that I can show you actually also here. Let me see, do I find here something like this? Looking here, yes. So if I take here the EMA ribbon away, you're gonna see it, what I mean. So you could see a candle like this here, like this long wick to the upside, and then a small candle body or even a longer candle body to the downside. So, and that is what you actually don't want to see, you know. So that's why I'm telling you guys, when we start to move up here in these levels, you know, especially when we have a lot of high leveraged liquidity here, or in general a lot of short liquidity in these levels, we also have a lot of sell orders in these levels. I'm a little bit careful, you know, because at the same time we will go and print most likely a new all-time high, and that could be another reason why we're going to get an ugly wick like that, and afterwards the continuation, you know. So I'm not saying altcoins have to suffer in that move, you know, when it's happening. They could act strong, you know, because profit taking on Bitcoin, they roll over the money into something else. So altcoins could be fine, you know. So, but you want to prepare for something like that. Now, when we go here to, not the funding rates, they're still fine. So here on Bybit, guys, if you want to take advantage of any of these positions here where you get a free $500 airdrop position, you have less than 3.5 days left for that, guys. Do it as a favor to yourself. Trust me, you want to thank yourself if you do it. You just sign up, you deposit $100, claim the voucher, use the voucher, and all the profits that you make out of these positions belong to you. Trust me, even with a $500 airdrop position, you can make good money, guys. You can make good money. I give you just an example here. I have here a 1-inch position at $1,000, you know, so that's double the money, you know. So, but if it goes here to my target to $3, so this is $26,400 that I make here on 5x leverage. So if you trade this with a $500 position, this is $13,000, guys. $13,000. If it takes the whole bull run, it doesn't matter, you know. So this is free money for you guys. It's absolutely free money. So now when we're looking here, how my positions are looking, you can see there's a more red today, a little bit more red than green in here than the other days. But this is simply due to the fact that the market pulled back a little bit. But I also increased some of my positions, adjusted leverage like here on AVAX. So AVAX is printing like crazy right now for me again. And it will be even better when it goes back to the levels where it was sitting yesterday. You know, so I will be up 20K instead of $12,000 where it was yesterday. My COTI trade still needs to catch up, but this is also a process. We're going to talk about this here in a second. So when we look at the Bitcoin dominance, so what you can observe here is that I was nailing this to the T here with you guys, you know, where I said we're going to follow this fractal, you know, so I don't know how high the dominance is going to bounce here. When it's going to bounce, but we're gonna see it, you know. So and now I'm getting quite comfortable that this small wick here above 57.15%, currently at 57%21, that this a little bit higher actually. So this wick is at 57.26%. So that this might have been it, you know. So this might have been it, and tomorrow it starts rolling over, coming down, you know. So and then gradually will come and break here below 54%, and then you get a massive big red candle to the downside when this is happening, you know. So of course we don't have to go here in a straight line like this here with the candles, you know. So it can look something like this here, you know. So but overall the downwards move is happening when you see that tomorrow the dominance gets rejected from that level, you know. So then we know, okay, that was that lower high that we were looking for in that fractal, and now we are on the way to release the altcoins and pump here crazy to the upside, you know. So what you can also see on the RSI heat map, something that I want to point out really quickly, is that more coins on the 4-hourly chart came now here into the weak area. So that means they have cooled off more on the RSIs, and that is inherently bullish for us because we see something on the 24-hour chart also now, that here more coins actually came down here. Some of them already here now oversold. Would I look at an entry for them right now? No, because both of these coins are meme coins. I'm not a meme coin trader. This here might be also one. Here Slurf is another one. So a lot of these meme coins are coming down first. Here also Popcat, you know, so Nero, Degen, and yeah, here 1000 Rats, you know, so Mew. And these are all meme coins, so they're coming down the hardest right now. On the 12-hourly also here, you know, so I see mainly meme coins here in that area, you know. So here on the 4-hourly it looks a little bit more mixed, you know, so and that's much better. So but overall this is a healthy sign for the market overall, and that also tells us that we are really close to a full reset where we're going to see altcoins moving back to the upside. Here also on the total free market cap, nothing to worry, you know. So we knew this is going to happen, that we come back into that boxed zone that I had lined out here to $1.4 trillion to $1.6 trillion. Now we should get a bounce. So we went a little bit lower than I had pointed out here with the fracture, but again, I told you guys, you know, that this can happen. So also this bounce here tomorrow or over the next couple of days can be a little bit more shallow. We don't know yet, you know, so we need to see. But overall, that's the trajectory that we have, you know. So in the best case scenario, we see something like this here. So where we come a little bit higher to like 1.1 trillion, then we get one more small pullback here to 1.6, 1.7, and then you see this here playing out. So with Ethereum on the 1-hourly chart is forming an symmetrical triangle here. We are above the green support box. So that box is now officially flipped into support. On the VPVR, we face a little bit resistance all the way up to like $3,940. But if we can get a breakout here in the next 2 hours, the technical target is for this here. Let's have a look. It's definitely 4,000 something. Yeah, $4,270. So I have also loaded up more on my Ethereum position because the indicators all pointing to the upside here. Look at this momentum here on the RSI, stochastic RSI prints a buy signal. MACD is printing bullish candles. So here upside is definitely in play right now. The only obstacle that we are facing is the VPVR over here. But once we are getting above the VPVR, we should finally start seeing here massive moves to the upside in Ethereum. Then Solana got now rejected from the golden ratio. Again, I have no problem with that, you know. So there we go, a little bit lower. We are still here in that downwards sloping channel. As long as we are respecting the channel, we could come down all the way to the 0.5 level before we get a bounce. But I can also tell you, once Solana breaks here above the $227 mark, you're gonna see acceleration to 250, and once we consolidate it a little bit here, you're gonna get the next leg past $300 into the bull flag target of that flag here. Then SUI. SUI is or were touching earlier here again on phase 3, on the original phase 3, which would have given you opportunity to buy really cheap a little bit more SUI. I think I did. Did I deploy everything? Yes, I did deploy everything. So what I had, yeah, I did. So I'm fully allocated now on my SUI trade. We're about to break this downward sloping trend line. Once that trend line is broken, I expect here a quick move at least to like $4.60, what is this, $4.70 roughly, $4.60, 68 roughly. Really quickly. SUI, you know guys, is a coin that can move really quickly. You only need to look over here, see what it did here, you know, so I would be not surprised if we see something like this here playing out fairly fast for SUI over the next coming days. Again, if you want to trade on AlphaX, guys, you stand a chance to win twice per week, $500. I gave away $500 each yesterday, twice. Both people have claimed the $500, so they're gonna get it. You only need to deposit $100, sign up, and you get, when you sign up, an additional $100 absolutely for free. And like I said, you enter the raffle every single week to win potentially 2 times $500. So take advantage of that. The next coin that right now finally moving to the upside is Lido. So Lido has now also reclaimed the mid-range. Here, look at this. This is the current trading range between the 2 red lines. And now we start to break above the mid-range. Once the mid-range is confirmed with this current 1 hourly candle, we should move all the way up to the top of the range at $2.37. Once that range is broken, you're gonna see quick acceleration here in direction of $5.58, $5.60. Some guys asked me how my my scalp trade went on Lido. Not good. I lost $200, but only $200. I'm already back into it with a bigger position and more, not more leverage. So just actually less leverage. Less leverage, more money, same trade. You know. So I just entered a little bit lower and still let this run now. You know. So once I'm getting out, I made overall like $1,500 profit. So I'm still fine with that. Then Phantom also needs to break here $1.26 roughly. Once we are getting above that level, you also see expansion here, at least to $1.37, potentially all the way up to $1.40. We are not far away from that. The first real sign that we are going now here to $1.40 will be when we break this dashed downward sloping trend line. So once that's broken, you're gonna see expansion. On the 4-hourly chart, we just starting to go back to the upside. So here a lot of room, and also on the daily chart, a lot of room to start moving here. And don't forget, in 12 days, the Sonic upgrade is coming. So I expect that Phantom will start to run here in the, how many days is this? This is in the next 3 to 5 days. The next 3 to 5 days, I expect that Phantom will have one big candle, something like this here, to basically start the rally into the Sonic upgrade, you know, because the longer it takes to see Phantom running in anticipation of that upgrade, the less likely it becomes that it actually is going to happen, because coins normally rally before that upgrade, or they do it slightly after it, you know. So if it's not happening before the upgrade, then we most likely still get a sell the news event when it's happening, where we sell off a little bit. Not crazy, you know, not like 20%, but a little bit. So, and then, because people, let me explain why. A lot of people bank on the fact that we're gonna get a rally for Phantom, you know, so, and they have now opportunity cost. They are sitting at Phantom, let's say, they said, okay, let's be early, you know, so here, by the beginning of December, you know, they say, oh, Phantom is already here like $1.35, you know, so I should get in. Maybe the rally starts now already for the remainder of the month. I don't want to miss out on that rally. So they bought Phantom. Now they are underwater for 10 days, already underwater. And Phantom did not make a substantial move again to the upside. So they have opportunity cost, because they could have put the money somewhere else, and where a coin is performing right now. So if there's no rally happening until the Sonic upgrade, they're gonna sell in frustration and say, okay, fuck that, you know, it did not work. I put my money somewhere else, you know, somewhere where actually I'm gonna see performance. So and when people do that, what does the coin, you know, what is the coin going to do? The coin goes up like crazy, you know. So and you have a hated rally, you know. So most of you have experienced something like that, you know, where you sold out too early and then the coin shot to the upside like 10, 20, 30%. So and something similar will then also happen here with Phantom. So I'm fine with that, you know, because that Phantom position is overall a small position in my portfolio. It's not like a majority coin right now, not dominant in my portfolio. It's a small, right now, a small part of it. So I can just keep holding, you know. I don't care if it's the first week of January where it starts to pump because of the upgrade, you know. So I really don't care, because I know that because of the Sonic upgrade, that rally is coming, regardless if it's happening before or just after the upgrade. It really doesn't matter to me. So now Link might be another coin that I would start looking into to build a position here on the 4-hourly chart, but here I have a small problem. So you can start building a small position on Link, guys. Not saying you can't, but don't use your full money that you want to deploy on that Link position, because we could see one more test all the way down to like $27 before we are turning around and going past $35. So why? Because on the higher time frames, we are rolling over here on the 12-hourly, and this looks like a topping formation. All these candles here with these crazy wicks, like a rounding top. And the same on the daily, also rounding top. You get a sell signal on the stochastic. RSI is slightly going down, not a lot of momentum, bullish momentum on the MACD. So that's why I'm telling you guys, be a little bit careful, you know. So maybe deploy 10-20% if you want to have a position in Link right now, to not miss out if it surprisingly out of nowhere starts moving to the upside, you know. So but keep money on the sideline if we at first, because of the higher time frames, go a little bit lower, and you can average down, and then you take that run into higher levels. The next one is COTI. So COTI is recovering. Also here we see an inverse head and shoulders unfolding. You see here left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The only issue with that is the right shoulder is lower than the left shoulder, which should be not the case in an inverse head and shoulders. The left shoulder should be lower than the right shoulder, but I have seen this again many times where this is still playing out like in inverse head and shoulders. We also have here a falling wedge pattern that is about to break. So here multiple confluence on the chart that we are ready to move here to the upside. Also here on the 4-hourly chart, indicators are pointing to the upside. All the momentum is pointing to upside pressure that will get me back into profit on this trade, you know. So and here the major level that I'm watching is 19 cents. Once we break 19 cents, we're gonna see a nice big candle to the upside. The next one is AVAX. Also AVAX is already here recovering and climbing back to the upside. Actually, I'm sitting now in more profit than I did earlier. Let's have a look here quick. Yeah, $4,700. I sent to my Telegram channel earlier a screenshot where it was at 4,000 on the way up. So now I'm actually higher than I was when I sent that one. Here also falling wedge pattern on the 4-hourly time frame. Here, I believe that this will break by tomorrow or Tuesday latest, and will go back here to $54. Maybe here, then some consolidation up here, and then we get a break to the upside. Also here, that would coincide with an inverse head and shoulders that we are putting in here, you know. So and that inverse head and shoulders target is past $60. Now I'm gonna have a quick look at some of the coins that you were posting in the chat. I'm gonna do one or two, because I want to keep the stream short and sweet again. You know, I'm actually again longer on the stream than I wanted to be. So let me see here. Let me see what coin two different people posted the same coin. Let me see here. I see something like this. No, it's the same guy. I did Gala yesterday, so there's no point in doing Gala. Okay, PEPE. PEPE is one that I do quick. So, I, by the way, also still my beam trade, guys. I did not get out of that. Oh, that went lower than expected. Actually, I need to check on my Beam trade. What happened with that? Might be liquidated, to be honest. I did not pay attention. Need to look at this. So yeah, on the 1 hourly chart, even on the 4 hourly chart, also here, downward sloping trend line on PEPE currently. I know a big influencer that got liquidated on a big position here. He had like $500,000, $600,000 in PEPE when it came down, just before it came down, you know. So here in that pump candle, you know, so there's where he opened that trade. Then went all the way up here, and then it hammered, you know. So here also potentially a big falling wedge forming. So, but here you most likely, if you're lucky, you get a break in the next 3 days. If you don't get a break in the next 3 days, it will take until, in the next 3 days it's going to happen, you know. So you have here 36 hours where it can happen right away. And if it's not happening in that window, then you have another window over here where it should be happening. So I'm quite confident that it's going to happen here in the next 72 hours, 72 hours. So, who is this idiot here? So directly ban. Buy. So, and then and remove. So next one. So okay, JASMY. Let's have a look at JASMY. So JASMY. Oh, JASMY is looking good. JASMY looks like it's about to turn around. You know, so we had here our lower low. We had here a higher low. We put in, if this is holding here another higher low. We only need to break. To confirm this, I would say we need to break here this level at 4 cents 5. 4 cents 5, and you're gonna get continuation and confirm that here was a local bottom that formed, you know, over the last couple hours, and we're now ready to go higher. The indicators are all pointing to that we're turning around here and go higher. So I'm absolutely also here not worried on holding my JASMY position. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I have to run. I have a dinner with some friends, a Christmas dinner. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.